timing up. Yeah, finally, my monitor wants to be centered. How's the mic sounding on my end?
Good. Welcome to Racer NEXUS. We are here for the Tobacco Road Sim Racing Week 5 here at Watkins, Glen. Be live. I'm glad that, and here in the booth with me is Brian Zim. Brian, how you doing, Brian?
I'm doing pretty good, Adam. How you doing?
Man, I'm ready to get this thing going. Excited. See what these guys got here at Watkins, Glen.
I am too. First race that I've seen of the since the refresh that came out. The new curbing, new buff stop, new track limits especially. So I'm excited for it.
You can see it here momentarily. Right there on the screen, you can see the new track limits, the new rumble strips and all that. Man, everything looks fantastic. Let's take a look at the track map here. Let me pull it up for you guys. Track length is 3.37 miles. Front stretch 2,150 feet. Back stretch 2,600. Man, these guys are going to have a really long front stretch and back stretch to kind of make some runs happen before they get to the chicane and the corners. So this is the longest running major event for the NASCAR series. I love this track.
Me too. It's one of my favorites, both in NASCAR and sports cars and open wheelers too. So I think you'll find a lot of drivers that are really excited to get the chance to run at Watkins Glen. It's a historic venue. It's hosted F1 back in the 60s and 70s. It's hosted NASCAR for eons, it feels like, in various configurations with and without the bus stop. So it's always been a marquee road race event on the NASCAR calendar as far as I can remember. So it'll be exciting to see how these guys get along on the virtual version tonight.
Oh yeah, I mean, they were running this thing probably before I was even born, early 80s. And, it doesn't matter what layout is here at Watkins Glen, it's always my favorite. Just right there. Here though, I mean, you've got, just from the pits all the way back around to get those tires warm, and then you've got to be careful not to overstep.
And that's overstepping is very easy to do in these cars.
Absolutely, yeah. See Jack Humbert on the track now, getting those tires warmed up. James McRae on the track as well. Jacksonville. That's not a bad thing as he takes the green going down into turn one right now. See if we can pick a rock with him here. He's going up through the S's. You can hear the tires screaming at him. rotate. Here he comes off the final corner.
Starting to get some times coming in. James McRae currently on provisional pole. He's got himself a 110.6. He's 3/10 clear Jack Humbert and P2 at the moment, 110.9. I say that. Xavier Regelbrook goes to the point with a 110.0, 6/10 faster than James. Man, Xavier hauling the mail on that lap.
Yeah, he was.
See Scott Matthews across the line. Time of 115.3. So recapping right now, we've only got 5 times so far. Regelbrug's on pole, the 110.026. Then he's got James McRae and P2 behind with a 110.636. Further 3/10 back behind Jack Humbert with a 110.954. Then we find Travis Everett currently in provisional P4 with 11.6. Bruce Velasquez is in 5th at the moment with 111.787. And Scott Matthews down at P6 with 158.30. And let's see how many people he has. 12. Got Zavi Sim in the chat saying the music is still playing in the background.
Yep, just turned it off. Sorry about that, guys.
We're professionals, we promise.
Yes.
Got 10 minutes in qualifying, so definitely time for drivers to take their time on the pace lap. And as we see James Johnson take the green flag for his first lap, we'll see how he shakes out on his one and only attempt at qualifying. How's it going, Send It Sim Racing?
Yeah, sorry about that music. Got so excited to get in here, forgot to check it. James Johnson coming around the carousel. Oh, gets loose coming out of the carousel over the rumble strips.
So out of our 12 cars, currently only have times for 8. Cars that have not set a time so far are Brad Harris, Michael Peden, Chris Toppings, and James Johnson. But
yeah, I think
James looks like he had an attempt, and as you see on the broadcast, loses it coming out of the carousel and says hello with the front end of the car into the guardrail.
Yep. I don't think he's gonna. He did take the green flag, so that was his only attempt. You can see right here.
He bet the house and lost the house.
Yep. Going over that transition coming out of the carousel, car just goes sideways on him.
Yeah, that's a nuance of this Watkins Glen refresh. You know, you can use all of, I mean, you could use all of that particular part of the track on the old version, but with the new curbs, it's a different transition than these drivers may be used to that have run the car before. As we see on the replay, James just gets wide, upsets the car going over the curbs, and tries to keep the wheel in it, keep it going right. And the car said, "You want to go right? I'll go right." And it went right into the wall.
Yeah, that's got a big thing to do with the independent suspension, especially going over those those transitions like that. Car just does not like it on these cold tires. He'll be fine once he gets, once they get heat in them, get a few laps in. But early on, it just does not like it. I'm curious to see how well these guys are going to manage their tire wear over 30 laps. I mean, are they gonna? You think they're gonna save those things just to take fuel, or they actually gonna take some tires?
I don't know. I think it'll depend on. I mean, with it being a road course, I don't know if they're going to be on manual cautions because the iRacing automated system doesn't work too well on road courses
No, it
for
doesn't.
throwing yellows. So I didn't check and see if they were going to do manual cautions tonight, but yeah, that will be a challenge for the drivers. You know, definitely compared to a super speedway or even a half mile like a Bristol or something like that. That turning right and left is going to scrub these tires in pretty good.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think they should take it easy. At least the more experienced guys. I mean, you've got some veterans in here that I know are fairly fast just from watching the previous streams. Um, the previous races they ran in, they're pretty knowledgeable on how to save, and it'll be interesting to watch. And it looks like we're just about done here with qualifying. And that'll be it. Now we're going to get to the grid. Looks like Xavier Ringelberg is going to get that pole.
Yeah, he'll have James McRae starting on his outside in P2. Row 2, you'll have Jack Humpert and Travis Everett. Bruce Velasquez and Ronald Braylon will make up row 3. Then you got Scotty Matthews and Jonathan Pereira on row 4 and 7th and 8th. Brad Harris in 9th. James Jimmy Johnson in 10th. And then Chris Toppins and Michael Peden round out the final row in 11th and 12th, respectively.
It's going to be a hoot. Got two drivers still trying to grit up here, James McRae and Scott Matthews.
Yeah, send it sim racing. These guys like to turn left and right on occasion, not just only turn left.
Brian, what do you think the biggest passing zones are going to be tonight?
Oh, I think it'll be into turn 1 and then into the bus stop. You know, I think guys will look to make moves, especially going up into the bus stop. I think you see that in real life, and I think you'll see it be a pretty hot zone of action in tonight's race here. But other than that, I think T1 is probably the best other opportunity to make passes. Potentially, you'll see guys maybe look to to make a move into the second and final corner, that last left-hander. But I think turn 1 and the bus stop are going to be the top 2 spots.
Yep, absolutely. And you know, one of the keys to victory here tonight definitely going to be maintaining that rhythm through each and every lap. I mean, that's crucial. One missed braking point is, I mean, it can snowball over a lap. I mean, once you miss that braking point and heat those tires up, and then you get to pushing, it just overheats those tires, and you've got to go easy pretty much the next lap to cool those suckers down.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. You know, guys that maybe are used to the new tire models on some of the sports cars and the prototypes, you know, you don't have that as an issue any longer. iRacing really did a good job of reducing kind of this flashing effect that you would get from spinning out or having wheel spin. But these next gen cup cars don't have that new tire model. So like you said, if you screw up a corner, you go spinning, you do any lock it up, whatever, you're going to spend a lot of time getting that tire to come back down to normal temperatures and not just keep melting it off the rim. So that's a very good point. And you know, these cars don't have ABS, don't have traction control, and you know, if you miss a shift and you lock up the rear end, get those tires spun up, you'll be around it before you even knew what happened.
Yes, you will. Fantastic breakdown there, Brian.
Looks like our pole sitter, Xavier Regelbrug, got an EOL penalty. Not sure if that was from something he did last race or not, but he will move from the pole to P12, and that promotes McRae and Humbert up into the front row as we come out of the final corner and get ready to take this green flag.
Green flag is in the air. Here these guys go side by side down the front stretch, entering turn 1 for the first time.
Keeping it tidy. Well, the front kept it tight. The back said, I'm going to use all that new track surface we have available.
They flared way out back there, didn't they?
They said, I watched the pros do this. I'm going to do it myself.
Yep, James McRae. Oh, we got a wreck out there.
Oh, we talked about those tires in the S's. Looks like James Johnson went around. Looked like he collected the number 9 of Harris as well.
Yep. Take a look at that here. So the 62 first, and the 9 of Brad Harris, he just really didn't have anywhere to go.
Yeah, he just had a little sympathy spin there. He locked it up, trying to avoid the spinning car of James Johnson, and
here we go. Yeah,
he got off the wall there. That's what happened. He was going down the inside and got wedged between the wall and another car, looked like. But yeah, and unlike as we've seen on ovals in races past where that would have been a caution, this is a road course and there ain't no automatic caution. So everybody kept going as we completed lap 1 with Humbert in the 64 car pulling out almost a 0.6 of a second lead already.
Yeah, it looked like James Johnson got off the wall, like you said, and got into Travis Everett. Travis looks like he doesn't have any damage, though, so he's going to keep going in the 6th spot.
Yeah, you got real lucky not to get a weird physics collision there with the 88.
Oh, we got another one. Bruce Velasquez.
Yeah, it looked like Bruce had a carbon copy of what Johnson did in qualifying. Just went out over that curb.
Yep, coming off the carousel, and boom, same exact spot. Just a little
looks
bit
like we
of
had
hit
another
on the
spin
nose,
from. Yeah, it looks like Travis Everett had a spin just up ahead of it. Man, action up and down the field for all the wrong reasons so far tonight.
Travis Everett. Oh, couple of cars. Even in front of Everett. It's like James McRae as well. Take a look at that. Plenty to look at. I like it. and he's turning the wheel, and then all of a sudden it breaks loose. So it went from a tight to a loose right over that transition.
Yeah, got on that curb, just like the transition out of the carousel, and these cars are not liking it tonight.
Gonna put Jack Humbert in the number 1 spot, a second and a half ahead of McRae.
Yeah, he's saying, you guys keep making those mistakes behind me. I'm just going to cruise out to
right.
a second and a half lead. Thank you very much.
Well, like maintaining that rhythm and being patient, it's paid off for Humbert.
Yeah, James McRae, though, for having that half spin, he's maintained P2, and he doesn't look like he has too much of a damaged car. The front end is a little bit knocked in, but so he locked up the brakes coming to the final corner. I said he was having a good run, but fortunately, Xavier Regerbroek, our provisional pole setter, has worked his way from P12 all the way back up to P2.
Yeah, but he's got some nasty right front nose damage, Brian. Check that out.
Yeah, I just noticed that right when you were saying it.
So he also obviously got into somebody as well. Oh, now he's got left front nose damage too. His whole front.
Yeah, I wonder if he's. Yeah, I wonder if he's been flirting with the guardrails a little bit, going into the bus stop maybe.
It
doesn't look like it's slowing him down.
Oh no,
no, it definitely is not. Looks like Ronald Bryland might have had a spin and locked it down coming out of turn 1 at the start of that lap. He dropped down the order pretty quickly.
Let's take a look at that. Oh man, his rotors are already glowing red. Transition and what a turn. That's coming out of 1.
He's lucky not to get collected by anybody coming up behind him.
Nor did he hit the wall. That's also lucky.
Agreed. His tires are unhappy, but the rest of the body is perfectly fine. But yeah, going back to Regerbroek, he's taking about half that gap out to Jack Humbert for the battle for the lead. It was 1.5, now it's down to 0.7.
Yeah, that damage in the front is not slowing him down at all.
Maybe he found a new front bumper that's more aerodynamically efficient.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody at Ford is going, maybe we should try that.
Well, you can see the actual tire now, so maybe it's cooling the tire down.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit of air on that front tire and getting it to bite a little bit more. But James McRae, who had that half spin a couple laps ago, is kind of all by his lonesome there in P3 at the moment. He's about 3 seconds back from Jack Humbert, about 2.5 seconds back from James McRae, but more importantly, he's about 9.5 seconds up on Bruce Velasquez in 4th.
Yep. I would, if it was me running the road course, Brian, I think I would prefer to be by myself, so I don't overthink. And, once you get close enough to a person, you're like, man, I can get them in the next corner. And then you kind of over push a little bit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You stop listening to what the tires are telling you and you go, nope, you can do it. You just push that a little bit too much. And next thing you know, your race is over.
James Johnson trying to rally back here.
And worked his way back up to P6. But biggest movers in the race so far, Michael Peden's up 7 spots, and James Johnson's up 4 spots. But I feel like he's lost 10 and gained 14 back.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, going back to James McRae kind of being in that bubble and what we were talking about in the pre-race, that's a perfect opportunity to really run a conservative pace, do some fuel saving, do some tire saving, most importantly, and say, you know what, you guys go burn your stuff off right now. I'll see you guys in 30 laps.
Yeah, this is exactly where he needs to be, especially after that bobble early. Let's take a look and see what his last lap time versus the leaders was. He ran a 112.9. The leader ran a 111.2. So the pace is backed up quite a bit. And Xavier here, about a half a second faster than the leader, and he's caught him. He's got it down to 2/10.
Yeah. That pace difference is apparent on your screen right now with that gap being nothing. So we see the 12 car Chris Toppings wisely stay out of the way of this battle.
Yeah, they go right on around. He's running his own race tonight.
Xavier's taking a look down the inside.
He's here for attrition. And Xavier going to make the pass easily. Jack Humbert moves over.
Yeah, Jack's going to be playing the long game here. You know, he's got he's in the hunt for the championship this season, so he's going, you know what? I'm not going to risk throwing the car away on trying to catch a guy that I just can't catch tonight. I'll take my P2 points if that's what comes to me, and maybe Xavier makes a mistake on worn tires and I can capitalize then, but just difference in confidence in the car on a road course right there. Xavier Regelbrug showing early on that he is the man to beat tonight.
Yeah, I'm actually impressed with his driving discipline right now. You hit the nail on the head. Not trying to fight Xavier, just running his own race. James McRae, 8.5 back. And Bruce.
And looking at James's pace to Jack last lap, he's still about 0.8 of a second slower than Jack. So,
Oh,
definitely running his own. Well,
James McRae.
We say running his own pace, and he's just ran his own pace into the wall, unfortunately. But that car still does not look worse for wear. These next gen bodies are tough.
I can't believe you said that. That's not been my experience when I've been running them.
It's not been my experience either, but I can only go by what the monitor's showing me.
That's
and it does
true.
not look that bad. So, I don't know. I tend to break suspension and wheels more than I break body parts on these cars. So,
yep. If I look at the wall, it's like, oh, you've got toe damage. Your wheel's out of alignment.
Yeah. I'm of the variety where I'm just minding my own business and I get collected by somebody that came bouncing off the apron.
Exactly. Oh, looks like Chris Toppings had an incident here. Let's take a look at it.
Just having a fun, like,
he's not having a good time.
But Xavier, since getting in front of Jack, has pulled out almost a 2.5 second lead, and it's 13 seconds back from Jack to Bruce Velasquez in P3 at the moment. So closest battle on the track is going to be the battle for P6 between Michael Peden and Brad Harris. They're only about 0.3 of a second apart right now as they're heading into the second and final corner.
Peden and Harris. Yeah, these guys, this is the closest battle on the track right now. As they are side by side, going down the front stretch.
Battle of the Chevys here. Who's going to come out on top? I'm rooting for the Pepsi machine just because Rob's not here tonight.
That's right. And the 9 of Harris is going to get around.
Yeah, another battle that just started happening is between the 13 of Travis Everett and the 88 of James Johnson for, is it P4 now?
Yeah,
they're going side by side through the carousel.
And let's see, going over that transition. Oh, he blinked out. Oh, there he is. About 5 seconds later, and he appears in front of Everett. I'm sure that gave him a scare.
Yeah, he hit that disappear and slingshot right there. Travis is saying, I was looking in my mirrors. I didn't expect to have to look in front of me. But Travis fighting back on the inside here going into turn 1. He's going to take a look, but think better of it and try and get a run down to that action spot that I was saying in the pre-race of the bus stop and see if we can get a good run out of the S's. These cars are not flat out, as you can see that RPM gauge on board here with Travis Everett. You'll see that he's having to lift and manage that throttle. So Unlike you'll see in, say, an IMSA race or a sports car race, you're not flat out going up the S's.
Very
Travis
nice
looks
bus
like
stop.
he gets a better run through the bus stop, yes.
Yep. And it seems like Johnson disappears every time in the carousel.
I think he's hitting a secret boost pad out there.
That's right.
He just doesn't want anybody to know it.
Well, now he's quite a bit of ways ahead of Everett now. And Everett with a really good turn. Oh, yeah, he goes into pit road. Johnson down pit road now.
Might be reaching the end of the fuel run. They do cap the fuel in these in this league, so we're 12 laps in of 55, so it could be reaching the end of the first stage of needing fuel. So be curious to see how many drivers just do a gas and go and how many take tires and fuel. But speaking of a guy that can run his own pace, that would be Xavier Regelbrug at the moment. He's P1. He's got almost 4 seconds in hand over Jack Humbert, currently in P2.
And there's a huge gap between second place and third place here by 17 seconds. So he definitely needs to just run his own pace. And he'll be just
I'm
fine.
a little surprised that they haven't done a manual caution for some of these wrecks. I don't know if they'll do maybe a competition caution later or not, but if not, some of these guys, especially second, third, fourth in the order, maybe looking to gain some time on the cars in front of them by running longer in their pit stop or and shorten the final pit stop if there is one.
Oh, that would be definitely interesting. Yeah, I'd be interested to see that.
Looks like James McRae has fought his way back and is currently hounding the 11 of Ronald Braylon going into turn 1 here.
Yeah, looks like he got his damage fixed. Wonder if they've got a fast repair. Because he has no more left front nose damage whatsoever, so he's back at it.
I think they do have a fast repair, but I would suspect for sure that James is on new tires as well, which is probably explaining his pace. He set his personal best lap last time around, so James with those fresh tires at the moment compared to everybody else on the track in front of him will be looking to make up some of that time he lost with the 2 spins that he had.
Yeah, he makes that pass quite easily on the 11 of Ronald Braylon. And James Johnson.
It's interesting.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's interesting to see which guys push the limits going over the curbs, especially coming out of the carousel, and which are perfectly content staying inside the white lines.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, the guys that, you know, very conservative and not going over any of those rumble strips seem to be running a little higher in the grid.
Yeah, they may have seen the guy struggle during practice and said, I'm not going to risk it tonight.
Check on Brad Harris and Travis Everett. Everett's still out there. These top 6 have not pitted. Harris and Peden are fairly close to one another here. We might see another battle between those two.
Yeah, it looks like James Johnson, when he came into the pits, got some new rubber because he just set his personal best lap last time around. with a 111.1, which that puts it 0.3 off of the fastest lap of the race, currently held by Xavier Ruggerbrug with a 110.8. Speaking of Xavier, he has made his way down pit road.
Oh, nice. So lap 16, and we've also see Ronald Braylon as well down pit road, which is going to put Mr. Consistency, Jack Humbert, back out in the front.
Yeah, so with being able to back off the pace a little bit after he got past, you know, he's gone 1 lap longer, potentially more laps on this field run here. So that could pay dividends for him later in the race with either a shorter final stop or potentially Xavier having to gamble and not take enough fuel.
Absolutely. Yeah, we got Jack and Bruce out here. The top 2 have not pitted. Xavier pitted on 15. And then behind him, Travis Everett, Brad Harris, and Michael Peden have not pitted. Oh, as you see, Travis Everett, Tokyo drifting, and doesn't really touch the wall too hard. Gets right back on it.
Tires are going to be unhappy, but the mechanics are going to be thrilled they don't have to bust out the hammers when he comes down pit road.
That's right. Yep, car still looks decent.
I think he saved it. I don't think he got into the barriers at all there. So nice save by Travis. She'll be bummed that he spun in the first place, but
yep, check out Xavier. He's got his damage fixed. He's back out there faster than ever. And doesn't look like he took tires. Only an 11, let's see. Yeah, 11.2 second pit stop. So that looks to be just fuel only.
That would be interesting, especially if they have a limited number of tire sets available for this race. But I wonder if we'll see Jack Humbert come to the pits this lap or not. He's currently got about 26 seconds over Xavier, so we'll see how he shakes out after coming down for service here.
Yep.
Ruggerbrug just exited carousel. He's making his way down to the final 2 corners.
25 seconds back. So he's going to catch him quickly here.
Such a great livery on that number 55 Ford too, isn't it?
Yes, it looks awesome.
Xavier retakes the lead while Jack is currently in the pit getting his service done. And Xavier says, well, while you're going to pit, I'm going to go set a new fastest lap of the race. He just did a 110.49, which is 0.4 faster than his previous fast lap. He is flying. You called that perfectly when he came out of the pits.
Yep. And Jack Humbert just took tires back out. And let's see what the gap's going to be. Currently, it's right at, we'll say 19 seconds. But you've got Rogelberg. That's a tough name for me to pronounce. No tires. And you've got Jack Humbert with tires. So I'm curious to see what the gap will be once the tires on Jack Humbert's car come up to temperature.
Yeah, because even in Xavier's case, if he didn't take tires, they're going to cool off sitting in the box for as long as he was. So it'll take a period of time to get up to speed, which he was up to temp and at speed by the time Jack came into the pit. So, but more importantly, Jack was able to go 2 laps longer on his before he came into the pit. So don't know if that has any bearing as we wind our way down towards the lap 55 mark at the end of this race or not. But anytime you can go longer on fuel, it's usually a good thing.
Yeah, you can see not much, no ground being made up between the top 2, nor any ground lost. We're still about 18.6 or so. Jack looks like he's getting his tires up to temp, and he should start eating away at the lead. But I think it's going to take pretty much the whole fuel cycle to catch back up to him.
I think you're right. I mean, Xavier's got a huge lead, but he is not backing down at all. He is still pushing that car any way he can at the moment.
And he's clutching as well. I just heard him on the broadcast here. The engine goes silent.
Doing a little clutching and coasting fuel save. That's impressive.
Yep.
Well, he's backed the pace off a little bit. That last lap was a 1:12.5, so he said, okay, I probably shouldn't push these tires for every lap that I've got him, but still enough that he's been maintaining an 18-second gap to Jack Humbert currently in P2.
Yep, Jack Humbert ran in 1:11.7, so he's a little over a second faster than Xavier was that time by.
Yeah, but more importantly, Jack's still about half a second off his best lap in the race so far. So
yeah, that's true.
His tires taking a couple laps to work themselves in, but I expect when they do, he might dip into the 10s himself, which so far Xavier's the only one that's broken the 110 threshold.
Yeah, he's Xavier's setting the pace tonight, no doubt about it.
Well, it looks like as everybody has made their pit stops, those battles that we had before the pits have spread out. So we'll wait for those to recycle through and see if any folks can get back to their sparring partners and challenge for position again.
Yeah, it looks like the top three are on the lead lap here. Everyone else seems to be a lap down or out of the race. Jack Humbert in a really good spot tonight. P2 and currently 13 seconds ahead of third place. So not too shabby.
He's going to be happy with that points haul that he's going to take too if this all stays true where it currently sits. So I was trying to find the updated point standings before the race, but I couldn't find them. But if he's not near the top of the standings, I know he's going to be close by. And so he's going to be very happy to take home a points haul on night when he really can't do much about the pace that Xavier's shown tonight.
Yeah, I think he's kind of just sitting here in P2, comfortable, and if he catches him, he catches him. But I think Xavier's going to have some kind of meltdown in order for him to catch him.
Looks like Brad Harris had a big off in turn one. His car is currently crabbing at the moment as he's making his way through the bus stop. Left front wheel is not wanting to cooperate.
Ooh, no, it's not. Yeah, he's got some toe damage, and I don't see that on any incidences here, so I can't really go back and look at it. But yeah, he's definitely got some nasty toe damage. And I guarantee you it don't turn left. No, it doesn't.
Nope.
Way out. He's going to have to go down pit road right here, right now, and get this fixed. As you can see him below the yellow line, trying to make that thing turn down to pit road. And the 12 as well. Well, good news. Humbert down to 14.6 seconds behind Xavier.
Yeah, I don't know if Xavier had some traffic he had to clear or what, but Jack was 2 seconds a lot faster that last time around.
Yeah, he was. Exactly.
Xavier ran a 1:13.4 and Jack ran a 1:11.4.
Yep. I'm impressed with the consistency and the pace of Jack Humbert. From the drop of a green flag, no mistakes, just running his own pace. He's been running those 111s pretty consistently.
Hmm.
So definitely hats off to him.
Yeah, from the races that I've been able to call so far in this league and another league, that's the hallmark of Jack Humbert is extremely consistent. He might not have the outright pace of some of the other guys, but he knows that that outright pace is only good for 1 or 2 laps, and then eventually they start falling back to him. So this is textbook Humbert right here, doing what he needs to do. He's thinking long term with the championship, and says, you know what, I'll take a P2 and make my way further along in the championship running here.
Oh yeah, and you know, especially being a road course race this week, the fastest car really, you don't have to be the fastest car to win the race. You just got to be consistent, and that is
Well, and
Jack
especially
Humbert.
with absolutely, and especially with a combination like we have tonight with the next gens at Watkins Glen, and we've seen so many guys just get unlucky with the car having a bad reaction to a curb, or you lock a brake and you slide into a wall, whatever. You just all it takes is one minor mishap and your race is off the rails. So Jack knows that. He's well aware of those troubles that lurk around every corner, and so he's going, why push it? I've got
That's right.
nothing to gain by pushing harder than I currently am.
Well, he's able to gain a gap on Valquez. Currently 15 seconds ahead of third place, so he's sitting pretty.
As we see these leaders work their way through lap traffic, that's another hurdle that they have to clear of. Some of those guys have an issue, and next thing you know, you're getting collected in somebody else's mistake. And so you saw, Jack a lap or two ago be very cautious passing the lap down car because he knows that that's another thing to be concerned about. So,
Yeah.
we're about almost halfway through this race. We're currently working lap 25 of 55. Looks like it's really 3 cars on the lead lap with Xavier Rogelberg, Jack Humbert, and Bruce Velasquez at the moment. Michael Peden and P4 on back are currently a lap down or out of the race. Looks like we've had 3 retirements so far, with James Johnson, James McRae, and Travis Everett all having disconnected.
And hats off to Chris Toppings right here. So he hasn't been the fastest here tonight, but with all these, attrition is really paid off. I mean, he's up to 7th, just kind of trying to stay out of trouble and letting these other guys wreck themselves out.
Yeah, Chris's favorite story to be told when he was a kid growing up was the tortoise and the hare. And he's going, you know what? You guys may be fast, but I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to stay out of trouble, and I'm just going to pick up the scraps when you guys are done wrecking. And that's what he's done so far. He's up 4 spots on the night. He started P11, currently P7. And I think you called that earlier in the race that he goes, you know what? This is a race of attrition. It's a road course race. Things are going to go wrong. I'm just going to sit back here, be quite content, and see where it all shakes out at the end of it.
Xavier still holding that pace over Jack. Take a look here. Jack a little slower than Xavier that time, about 4/10 of a second. Oh, no. Now it's updated. Now he's almost a second.
Yeah, but overall that gap's kind of stabilized at about 15 seconds. So, it could just be the ebb and flow as they work around some of these lap cars. Or it could be a case of Xavier pushing the tires and then has to back off, let the tires cool down a little bit, and then he goes again. But meanwhile, Jack's saying that consistent mid 111, occasionally dips into the 112s. I suspect whenever he's got to work around a slow car, but for the most part, he's very happy to sit in that 111.
Oh, no doubt about it. As you can see here, Peden 1 lap down. So the top 3 still in contention, still on the lead lap with one another. As you can see, Xavier coming up on lap traffic once again.
As we're working lap 28, he did his pit stop on lap 15. So if the trend continues, we should expect him into the pits around lap 29, lap 30.
And I'm sure he'll take his set of tires too.
Absolutely. I'm not sure what limitations they put on tire sets for this race, but for sure he will be taking tires if he did not his first time around.
See Michael Peden here in the 4th spot, and he goes around and hard in the wall, and he loses his bumper.
Michael, you were in my Pepsi car while Rob is out of the booth. I was rooting for you.
There's his bumper again. So I'm guessing Rob doesn't like Pepsi.
No, he is very much a Coke man, and he ribs me all the time for being a Pepsi drinker. So I have to enjoy it while I can, while the Pepsi haters are not in the booth at the moment. But, Peden with his issues, though, he's still holding on to P4. He's still up 8 spots on the night so far, so could be way worse for him. Looks like Xavier's being cheered on in the chat by his cousin Becky and Mary as well. They're saying, let's go Xavier in the chat.
And Bridget as well. And Paul Service. He's got some fans out there tonight.
Well, he's putting on a show for his fans, that's for sure.
Take a look here, 15.7 seconds ahead of Humbert again. And it seems like Xavier's getting wider and wider coming out of the carousel. And from the camera view, looks like he's going straight into the wall, and then...
I think that's how he picked up that left front damage originally, was I think he got a little too friendly with that turn 1 guardrail.
Yeah.
And Lord knows I've smacked my right front enough times on the guardrail entering the bus stop, so I'm very familiar with where he got that damage from.
Yeah, and it sneaks up on you quick.
It absolutely does.
Yeah, when you're hauling the mail in there, you can get a little too close.
And when you realize that you can take as much of the curb as you can, you're like, you get a little bit greedy, and that guardrail's there to smack you around and say, nope, you went too far.
Reality check.
Exactly. But coming up to 25 to go, so I would suspect that we might see Xavier in at the end of this lap. It'll be about 15 laps since he last pit. We'll see if maybe he stretched his fuel this time around without having to pressure from Jack Humber behind him, or having to chase down Jack Humber for that matter, as he did during the first 15 laps of the race.
Yeah,
Speaking of Jack, getting the rotors glowing into turn 1 there.
Yeah, I believe Jack, I believe he saved earlier, at the drop of the green flag. I think he was on save mode. And now Xavier's on save mode. Oh, is he going around lap traffic
that's
there?
the right... Yeah, I think that's the right way to be. He's got no pressure behind. He can see that gap is stabilized at 15, 16 seconds. So he knows Jack's not pushing very hard to make up the difference as well. So it would be the wise thing to do if you're in Xavier's seat, to start doing a little fuel saving, some clutching and coasting, maybe down in turn 1 or down into the final corners as well. So see if he can stretch it out. Looks like Xavier might have gone around for another lap, so for sure he's extended distance by at least one more lap than his first time around. Oh man,
Oh,
is he has a
wow.
close call. Wow, that could have been a disaster. It looked like the 12 of Chris Toppings. We were
Yeah,
just
let's
giving
take
him
a-
props
let's take a
about
look
staying
at it.
out of trouble.
Yeah, let's take a look at this here. He goes
Oh, he
up and
gets in
out of the
way too
track,
deep.
spins. Oh, and looks like
Does
Xavier
a good
coming
job.
out of turn 1. He just used all of it like normal, but Toppings was there.
Yeah, good job for Chris to keep it out of the wall, but he almost
Right
got
as-
a Ford Mustang in his trunk for his troubles. And
Yep.
Xavier, I'm sure, is just taking his normal line and didn't expect a jump scare right there from the number 12 car. It is October, it is spooky season, but I don't think he's a fan of that trick-or-treat surprise right there.
You can see here, this is the replay of it. Xavier going down into turn 1. Woo, that almost ended his night there, Brian.
I know. That's what I was saying. All it takes is just one mistake from a lap down car, and that's a hard situation to read. And if you're Travis or Chris, you're just focused on keeping it out of the wall, keep the car going, and you're not really concerned about maintaining speed or getting back going ASAP there. And for Xavier, he's going, man, just get out of my way.
Yep. And Chris, he did the right thing there. I could definitely vouch for that. So, and I've seen in the past where some guys, they'll spin out, hit the wall or whatever, and they'll try to get back going. Well, Chris saw the leader coming and he just stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And let
Absolutely.
let the leader. He's already committed to get around you. So once you start moving, well, then now there's a higher chance that he's going to get into you.
Absolutely. I'm part of a league where the rule is that if you have an incident, just lock it down. It's up to everybody else to go around you. You cause more trouble if you're worried about getting out of the way or getting going as quickly as you can. And like we talked about early in this race, you have a spin like that, these tires are going to be overheated, and if you go to get back in the gas too quickly, you're just going to spin right around and probably would have spun right back into Xavier's path, and that would have been a very unhappy number 55. But speaking of the 55 and his fuel saving, he has gone way longer in this second stint than he did his first time around.
I'm surprised.
Currently, he's 3 laps longer at this point. But looks like Bruce Velasquez has come down pit road to make his possibly final pit stop of the night.
Yep, definitely a final stop of the night. They can definitely go longer than 22 laps. Yeah, Xavier, extreme fuel saving here. I gotta tip the cap to Xavier. Oh, here he goes down pit road right now. And what will Humbert do?
Yeah, Humbert's right at the 17 lap that he did with his first pit stop.
Yep, he's going down pit road too.
So it looks like about 17 laps is the limit for these guys with fuel saving. So based on how many laps we have left, we should expect one final splash and go with about 3 or 4 laps to go.
Xavier getting tires here.
Good
Really
move.
Good. Yep. Really good pit entry. Great speed. Now I don't think he was speeding on pit road. As you can see now, he's getting off track right as Humbert is entering his box.
Had just enough time to wave hello and wave goodbye.
That's it. Now we're going to see what the gap here is when it shakes out.
As we saw Scott Matthews leaving pit road there when we were watching Jack Humbert, and Jack comes out in front of the 24 of Michael Peden. I don't believe that is her position. I think Jack is a lap up on Peden, but I will wait for timing and scoring to update.
Yes, I believe he is. Peden is being scored a lap down here.
That's what I thought. It just was
Yep.
being slow. Speaking of Peden, as he takes a grass cutting excursion through the bus stop there.
The poor guys.
At number 24,
bumper.
Pepsi Exalta has definitely seen better days.
Yep, the 24 Exalta is exhausted.
Ah, good one.
Yeah, punny. Brad Harris just above him made the pass here. Gonna put him up in the 4th position. And let's see.
And I got to give some credit to Scott Matthews for hanging in there. He was having a very bad, very rough start of the race. He was running dead last for many laps, and he's worked his way back up to PA by just keep running around out there with all the disconnects and the crashes and everything. So tip of the hat to Scott Matthews. Staying in it would have been very easy to quit early on, so you love to see that.
And timing is up to date now. 18-second gap between first and second. Still about the same. Looks like Xavier, he's going to run away with this one. As it seems like he's still fuel saving.
I think they realize they're going to have one short stop at the end. So any little bit of savings sitting in the box that you can do, you know, if you can extend it a lap or even if you're just lowering your fuel target number that you don't have to put as much fuel in to get to the end, you know, those are precious seconds over your competition, which when you've got 17 of them in hand over P2, you can afford to maybe push a little bit, but with respect to how the race has gone, pushing is probably not a good idea at this point.
Well, looks like Jack Humbert, he's pushing pretty hard. I mean, you saw Xavier going towards the bus stop, kind of clutched it for quite a while, and Jack Humbert in full song going down through there. So he's gained up. Now he's up to 16.5 seconds back. And I think he's on a different strategy play now. He's saying, you know what? I can't make it. I'm going to go ahead and push and see if I can't close this gap. And then we'll just see who wins off pit road.
Well, and to that point, he did run his personal best last lap at a 111.1. So he's got plenty of time in hand over Bruce behind him. So no threat from a car behind, so he can fully focus forward and see how much he can run down Xavier as we tick down these last 18 laps.
He's down to 16 seconds now.
Looks like he was about 1.4 seconds faster that last time around.
Got it cut down to 15 and a half now. This guy's moving. Yep, I believe that's his mindset here on this last stop, this last run. They're saying, yeah, I can't make it, so why try to save? If I just save just like Xavier's doing, then I'm still going to be, 18 seconds back in the same boat, so I might as well try something different than what Xavier's doing.
Can't fault him.
No, not at all.
So we see Jack entering the S's here, and Xavier is just up the road, just working his way through the end of the bus stop. So that's the on-track gap. That's what about 15 seconds looks like in relative position to being on track.
You see here, is he going to, what is that, turn 10? And Jack Humbert coming out of the carousel. So that's quite the gap.
Yeah. But it has been coming down a little bit, so. And if Xavier has any more little hiccups working his way around lap traffic or just any sort of mishap whatsoever, that 15 seconds will start coming down really quickly.
And just like that, I'm seeing an answer back from Xavier. Now it's up to 16.2 again.
Yeah, that was doesn't look like it was an answer necessarily from Xavier as much as it was Jack. Lap pace fell off for some reason, so
Yeah, well,
maybe
yeah.
just pushed the tires too quickly and had to back off, or
Yep, that's
or
right.
something, because he ran a 113.4. But regardless, well, and as we're saying that, the gap's falling really quickly. It's down under it's almost 13 and a half
14,
seconds
yeah.
now.
Wow. Yeah, the Xavier now with a 115 lap time. That explains the 2-second gap.
I wonder if he's going to try and fuel save this all the way to the end. I wonder if he's calculating that he's got such a lead in hand over Jack that he can no stop this to the end.
Well, that's one heck of a conversation. So he would have to save. So these last two, they've been able to go no more than 17. He's got to save 4 additional laps.
Well, we'll see if this pace continues into the 115s. That's the only solution, or that's the only answer I can think of. But because I didn't see that he was around any lap cars that may have given him trouble.
Well, the gap's
the gap keeps coming down.
Yeah. Now,
I mean, it's certainly a bold strategy,
especially for someone with that amount of speed. That's a very bold strategy. Oh, and something happened. Oh, there he goes. He's back. He just blinked out for like 5 to 10 seconds. I thought he disconnected. Yeah. Whew.
Well, I saw the lap time update, but I didn't see the car on the track, so
yeah.
I wasn't sure. But man,
like
that would have been a massive bummer. Yeah, and that time around he did a 112.5, so maybe he was just dealing with some adjustments or something, and just backed off to make sure he could focus on maybe setting his fuel load, or maybe had something else come up that he distracted him for a little bit. But yep. Or maybe he tried a fuel save one lap, saw what the fuel number was, and said, nope, not going to make it anyway, so abandon it.
Yeah, well, the gap's down to 11.7 now. Humbert, we know that Jack Humbert is not saving at all. So he is stuck to that strategy. He will have to pit. But, I mean, we're talking
I think
a couple of gallons to make 4 laps, though.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be very much a splash and go situation for these guys. And Xavier again running a 112.5. Jack's still in the 111s.
Gap's closing down, but it's not enough. The gap's not closing enough for 13 to go. As we're under 11 seconds now. Yeah,
I think Jack's biggest hope right now is that Xavier maybe has a slow in lap or something. Maybe gets stuck behind a lap down car that's also going to the pits on the same lap as him. But otherwise, I think Jack's going to have to be content with the P2 here.
Coming to 12 to go now. And Bruce, the number 49, not really making any ground up. Go through the field here. And I know these guys are a lap down and 4 laps down, but, you know, they're still on track and they're still getting after it. Got Brad Harris here in the 4th spot. Currently being scored 1 lap down. And Michael Peden. Oh, Michael Peden is right here in front of the leader. And not slowing down at all.
It's like he finally came in and got that front bumper repaired, though.
Yeah, he did. This is slowing
really
up the
defensive
leader.
Line that, yeah, that was a really defensive line that Michael Peden just took into that corner. That's not sure why he took that line there,
he's
but
holding the leader up bad.
Yeah.
You know, but he's trying really hard here not to go 2 laps down. So, I mean, I understand where he's coming from.
Yeah, generally the thinking is that when you're going a lap down the first time, it's accepted that you can race the leader. Right. But once you're already a lap down, there's no
gotta
point
accept.
in that point.
Yeah, you gotta accept your fate.
Yeah.
You can see the 49 there going around that lap traffic.
It's certainly not a manufacturer allegiance, because Jack's also in a Ford.
Michael Peden off track once again.
But overall, good, solid race for Michael. He's up 7 spots from where he qualified.
Oh, yeah, it's not a bad day for Michael at all. Believe me, if I was out here on the road course, I would take a top 10, even if I was 10th out of 10 drivers. As long as I finished, I'd be happy. Because
as long as all the body panels are straight and suspension's still aligned properly and the engine's not blown, it's a good day.
Oh, we got a car here that wrecked Scott Matthews. He is still stuck on the wall. You can see here as he's going down the front stretch, and looks like he's gonna lock him up.
No working brakes.
Boom! Oh, upside down, and
do a barrel roll. I don't think I've ever seen a car flip from going head on into the tire bundle.
Yeah, that was some kind of physics flaw to me. Normally they go back over front instead of side to side from a front end collision.
I think Ryan Preece needs to study those crash physics.
Definitely.
It looks like Jack Humber came into the pits.
So did Xavier.
And so now Xavier's answering as he comes into the pits for his final time.
But this is what I was talking about. Trying to beat him on pit road. Trying to be earlier than he is.
That gap before the pits was down to about 7 or 8 seconds. So be curious if it has closed up any with these pit cycles.
Xavier not taking any tires. He's fuel only, and he's out. 5.2 seconds. Jack Humbert takes tires. 15.3 seconds.
Wow.
That's a 10-second deficit there that he just put himself behind. I'm not sure, Brian, that he can close that up now.
Yeah, I don't think the new tires versus old tires is going to be that big of a pace difference.
Yeah, we're talking maybe I wouldn't even say a second. Not with the way
even if
they
it
were
was
driving.
a second, you got 18 seconds to make up in 9 laps. I don't think that's going to.
But Jack, he pushed really, really hard there on that set, so
Yeah, and then you got to factor in the time loss of getting the new tires up to temp.
Yeah.
So
yep. So 10-second loss there exactly on pit road between the two of them, and then yeah, Xavier he doesn't really have a heat cycle, being on pit road for 5 seconds.
Yeah,
he can pretty much
Jack
go
just
right
did his
back up.
personal best sector 2 though, so those tires are heated up and ready to fire off. But like we just said, I don't think new tires is going to make up 2 seconds a lap over these next 8 laps. So
absolutely not.
He does break into the 110s though. He did just do a 110.8. So he is the second driver tonight to get into the 110s. Maybe he just wanted the personal satisfaction of knowing he can get into the 110s. I don't know.
We knew he could do it. But you know what? Hats off to Jack Humbert. No accidents, no spins, not really any over braking or sliding his tires that I saw. As you see, Xavier pretty much clearing all 4 tires off the ground, going over those turtles or those bumps.
Yeah, I was mentioning it earlier. It is kind of a contrast of strategies. You know, Jack is very much more reserved when it comes to the curbs, and Xavier is attacking him with abandon.
Oh yeah, you definitely hit that nail on the head there with that comment earlier, and it shows. Humbert is, he was conservative up until that, that last pit run was, we saw him really pushing that car hard, trying to make any gap up on the 55. Brad Harris having a pretty solid night.
As impressive as Jack Humbert's performance is, we definitely cannot overlook Xavier's performance. He qualified on pole, took that EOL penalty, dropped to last, and drove through the field and took a commanding lead.
Yeah, he had to go through the field, and he did get some damage on that I think it was the second turn after taking the green. He got some damage on the nose trying to get through the field. But, he rallied back with all that damage just to take the lead with it. As you can see him going around the 12. 12 lets him go.
Yeah, that's been Chris tonight, being very respectful, staying out of people's way as best he can. That turn 1 close call with Xavier not included. But yeah, with those new tires possibly that Jack took, he's fallen back 20 seconds down to Xavier. And further 28 seconds back is where we'll find Bruce Velasquez still maintaining P3.
And the lap before, Xavier ran a 110.9. So he's still got plenty of pace in them old shoes.
Yeah, I think he reset his personal best lap 2 laps before that with a 110.35. So
yes, he did.
Clearly he is not bothered at all with staying out on those used tires. Yeah, I'll be. I don't think we saw Jack's full pit stop, so I'd be curious if he actually did take tires or just way overcalculated how much fuel he needed.
Oh, that is definitely. I didn't think of that.
Certainly wouldn't be the first time that iRacing Auto Fuel has put way too much fuel in than was needed.
Oh yeah, I am a victim. I am a victim of the auto fuel myself.
We were just talking about the 12 of Chris Toppings. It looks like he has ripped the left fender off that car.
Take a look at it here going into the bus stop.
Oh, yep.
Yep.
That'll do it.
Yeah, he's got it. And he's got some toe damage. Yep, that'll get it. And we also got this cat right here. Very hot brakes. And we've seen that so much tonight.
Mm-hmm. Well done to
Same
keep it out
car.
of the wall, though.
Yeah, definitely well done.
But as we're winding down, we got 4 to go. It'll be 3 laps remaining as Xavier comes to the line in a couple corners. But looks like everybody's pretty content with where they're at. I don't see any close battles anywhere on the track. Some pretty big gaps between everybody at the moment.
Yep, there's no real battles going on. It's no mess ups for 3 more laps.
I mean, 55 laps around a road course in a next gen car is a lot.
Oh yeah, that's exhausting.
So I don't blame these guys to be just ready to be done with this race.
Especially with the pace they're maintaining. And Xavier again with a 1:10.49.
I think he's seen that he's got plenty of fuel and he's just burning it down at this point.
Burning it down, showing off, that same thing.
Yeah, just putting a big ol' exclamation point on this one tonight. He's looking at Jack going, oh, you finally got to the 110s? Well, let me show you something else here.
Yep. Look what I can do.
Anything you can do, I can do better. That's what they're saying to each other right now. Got 2 to go here as Xavier takes his number 55 Ford Mustang down in turn 1, taking his routine run out by the wall. Just saying hi to the flag marshals there at the end of the wall.
And you can see Michael Peden here. He's got the leader coming up behind him. And you remember the role he played last time the leader caught him. And here he comes.
Yeah, I'm sure Xavier's got that remembered as well and is hoping for a much easier time this go around if he does catch him.
Looks like we had a crash here. Chris Toppings down the front stretch. Look like it's going down into turn 1. And let me guess. Nope. This time it wasn't a spin. It was a hit in the wall. We've seen that as well.
And I kept the fender on this time, though, so that's an improvement. But Xavier's taking the white flag. Got about 10 turns left between him and the checkered flag. He's got the lap down car of Michael Peden in front of him. I'm sure he won't be in a rush to try and pass him this time after their encounter last time. He's built up a very solid 26-second lead over Jack Humpert in P2.
Going down through the bus stop for the final time.
He could practically clutch and coast it all the way home from here.
'24 still not giving him an inch. Oh, they touch.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, the 24 goes sideways. Turn 10 and turn 11, the 55. He's going to capture the flag tonight.
Yeah. Just absolute dominant performance from Xavier there in the 55 Mustang. And the last lap fireworks notwithstanding, just absolutely dominated that race. Enjoy those donuts, Xavier. You earned them.
Absolutely, he did. The guy was a rocket from the start of the green flag till he captured it there 55 laps later. And there goes Humbert right on around.
Looks like final margin at the end was right at 28 seconds, gap from P1 to P2. But Jack, don't feel bad. That was a massive points haul you took home tonight.
Yes, it was. That's definitely going to help him out.
Looks like in the admin box, Michael Peden has had his voice chat disabled, so not sure what the disagreement he had with Xavier was about, but clearly he wasn't happy about something. I'll have to see if Xavier joins us in the booth. We can ask him about that.
And Xavier is here in the waiting room along with Bruce Valaquez. And we're waiting for the second place finisher here. We can go ahead and get Bruce in here. Go ahead and pull Bruce in with us. I cannot pull him. Oh, I cannot pull him in here. Well, it looks like I can't pull Bruce in here. See if you can grab him, Brian.
Yeah, let me see what I can do here. Yeah, I'm not able to grab him either.
Well, we can always go down there and speak with him.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, let's do that.
Gotta wait for them to pull us in. Yeah.
Not able to grab him either.
Bruce, we are here. We had to hop down into your channel because we couldn't pull you in. Man,
No, y'all good, man.
walk us through your race. I mean, you finished in the top 3, and looks like you just had a solid performance all night.
Oh, yeah, I did. Going out of the carousel a few laps later on, going second, trying after, I think it was Jack. I don't remember actually because of how exhausted I am from trying to get him. I spun out, exiting out of the carousel. Then after that, I just thought in my head like I have to keep going, man. Like this is like the easiest track for me, honestly, for road coursing, and I had to, just work my pace up to third until I noticed Xavier lapping all of the rest of the cars. I was like the only one on the lead lap. Then I was like, I'm just gonna keep my pace on the way through, and then yeah, it's a pretty good race.
Absolutely. Brian, you got anything for Bruce?
Yeah, I'm just curious. We were seeing a lot of guys kind of pick one or the other, either stay off the curbs or really attack the curbs. What was your plan of attack? No pun intended for handling these new curbs around Watkins Glen.
Yeah. As soon as I practiced here for before the race even started, going heavy on the chicanes, on the curbs, just keep spinning out because the car does not feel good going with those. So as soon as I did that, I was trying to keep my pace in, not to go too aggressive on it. And then after that, like all to Watkins Glen, because normally I go too aggressive and I spun myself out. But as soon as I got better, I just kept my pace and then started the pit and then got fresh. then that definitely helped me a lot to get me to the finish.
Very nice. Well, nicely done. You're up to 2 spots from where you qualified and took home a nice P3 tonight.
Yeah.
All right, you got Bruce, you got any shout outs you want to give before we send you on your way?
Um, I wanted to give a big shout out to Luke Wagner. I mean, his raps done an amazing job on him. As soon as he taught me a few tricks on it, I decided to make the paint scheme I was running. I just want to give Houston shout out to y'all hosting this. Like, y'all doing a good job with graphics and everything. This to me is kind of personal, honestly. A big shout out to my brother. He taught me how to race here at the Glen with a cop car, and then after all of that stuff going on with me doing races, I just want to see if I know he's not watching, but I just want to give him a big shout out as a very much of a thank you for teaching me how to race here, and hopefully getting an interview at some point, and then trying to make him proud.
Heck yeah, man.
All right, Bruce. Well, we will catch you next time, man, and great run.
Thank you. I may not come back for the racing for the next few weeks because I don't have what stuff going on, but I'll try to make plans to come back here for one of the tracks that I have, and hopefully we can have a good run.
Sounds good, man. Take it easy.
You too. Thank you.
All right, folks. We've got our second place finisher, Jack Humbert. Super consistent all race long, but just falls 1 spot short. Jack, you got us.
Yeah.
Man, impressive run.
Thanks. Yeah, I went into it thinking, I'd probably come out third, looking at the qualifying practice times, and fortunately, I think James took a spin and it looked like I don't know if his faster pair didn't do it or what, but yeah, happy to come in here and right behind Xavier. Well, not right behind, way behind, but yeah, it was a fun race trying to catch him, and taking 4 tires every time just to see what the differential I could make every run. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, we Brian and I were talking in the booth a few times about just how consistent you really were. You were running your own race, and that takes a lot of discipline to do that, especially over 55 laps. So, I mean, definitely hats off to you. Brian, you got anything for Jack?
Yeah, I mean, like Adam said, it just seemed like a very consistent, typical Jack Humbert race from races that I've been able to broadcast of you so far. And it just seemed like after you realized you didn't have really anything for Xavier, you really settled into your own pace. So looking ahead at Bristol, a vastly different track than Watkins Glen, and knowing that you're in the hunt for the championship, what's your thought process going forward?
Well, thanks. Yeah, am I in the hunt for the championship? I know I missed the last 2 races, so I didn't know my points were pretty sunk because of that or not.
I don't know. I was trying to find the points, but I just kind of assume that you're always in the hunt for things. So,
Oh.
but regardless, what's your outlook going forward to Bristol next week?
It should be stressful, I guess, is my prime idea of what it would look like. I don't particularly like Bristol. I like short tracks. Just Bristol is so stressful every single lap, so it'll be a challenge for me for sure.
Well, you had a great race with your performance tonight. So, not sure the point situation. So I apologize if I was saying that you were in the hunt and you may not be. But regardless, definitely a really great, strong, consistent performance, and look forward to seeing how you carry that forward to Bristol.
Thanks. Yeah. Road courses are kind of my weakness in terms of liking them. I keep messing it up. I really like road courses. So this is fun to have one in this season as opposed to last season in WRL where it was all ovals. So.
Well, Jack, I've got the points here. As of last race, you were 17th in the points, but we've got quite a few people ahead of you that did not even race tonight. So that should definitely set you up. I mean, that
Cool.
should definitely help.
Sounds good.
So we will see. Anyway, Jack, you got any shout outs you want to give, and we'll get you on your way.
Not really. Just thanks for broadcasting, and thanks for Chris and everybody for setting it up and managing everything. It's fun race.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, impressive job. I mean, Brian said you were known for your consistency. Probably not the fastest, he said. Brian said that, but very, but very consistent each and every race that he's seen you race. So, man, it's. I wish I had
the
that
first
much.
10 laps or so. I could put people up their money, but well, at least not in this league at least. But
Yeah,
in time trials, I feel like I'm pretty good there. But
well, I wish I had as much discipline, as being consistent as you do, and I think I might can grab some more wins.
Yeah, hopefully.
So, all right, my friend, we'll take it easy, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks.
All right, folks, and here is your winner tonight, the 55, Mr. Xavier. How you doing? You come in here and absolutely stomped the field. You scored an EOL there at the start of this thing, and then got into a turn after the green flag on the first lap. Had some crazy damage. I don't know what kind of magic you were running, but you had front nose damage on the right front and the left front, and you were still putting down some wicked fast times. Walk us through your race. What were you thinking? What was your plan going on this race?
Well, first off, when I pulled up into the practice session, I just laid down laid down a couple laps, and then before you know it, I was like a second faster than everyone. So I was like, okay, well, just gotta take this race easy. So I put it on pole, and I forgot I had an EOL from an incident at Dover because I didn't run last week, so I had to use that now. And then got into that incident on the first lap, which was pretty frustrating, but I still made up a ton of spots on the first lap. I went from like last to like fourth in a lap. And then, just started running people down, and pit stops come around. And then after pit stops, I was just lights out. Pretty much led every single lap since pit stops. So, I mean, yeah, pretty successful race. I don't really know what else to say.
Yeah, we saw.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we saw you pushing really hard on that first stint. You were only able to do, I think, 14 or 15 laps before you came into the pit, and but by that point you had taken a pretty big lead over Jack. So, did your thought process change after the first pit stop? Did you do a little bit more fuel saving, or kind of walk us through what changed throughout the race with your approach to things?
Well, the initial plan was to just I was wondering if I could do a two stop, because after my second pit stop I was so far ahead and I was fuel saving so heavily that I was like, hold on, maybe I can just two stop it and I'll be fine. And then Jack started catching me, so I'm like, oh no, what do I do? Then everyone comes in the pit and it's just like, no point in staying out here conserving this much when I can just hop on pit road real quick, just fuel up the car and just get it back out there. And I don't even think I lost too much time. I think I only lost a second pitting. So
yeah, we were wondering about that because we saw you did a 1:15 at one point, and I was like, I wonder if he's really stretching this to try and no stop this to the end. And then I think you saw either what the fuel amount was, or saw how quickly Jack was closing in, and you abandoned that pretty quickly.
Yeah, at some point it was on the backstretch from the DRS sign all the way to the 300 board, I was clutching it in, fuel saving.
Yeah, we saw that.
So whole backstretch pretty much just fuel saving. Only takeaway from this race is that lap traffic was a little bit of a nuisance at times. A lot of people got out the way, which was very nice, but Chris, he spun once, and then I was coming across turn one, like all the way to the wall, and I almost ran into him. And then another time he cut in front of me, and he just didn't see me coming. And on the last lap, the 24, had a little incident with him. I was looking back at it. He just didn't go across the track as much as I thought he was, and I door slammed him a little bit, and then he comes over and door slams me and almost wrecks himself. So, yeah. Outside of that, pretty clean race.
Yeah, we saw both of those incidents live. The close call that you had with Chris in turn one, and the little the previous time when you were coming up to lap Michael, it seemed like he was running a little bit hard, a little bit defensive, and then that very last lap, it looked like you guys were having some disagreement there. So I was going to ask you about that, but you answered it anyway. So, but yeah, I mean, just a dominant performance. I think you ended up finishing about 28 seconds ahead of Jack, which I think was your biggest gap of the night. But looking forward to the rest of the races on the season, is there a race in particular that you're really excited for, that you've got kind of circled on the calendar, so to speak?
Well, to be fair, I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to run full time. I ran tonight or full time for the rest of the season. I've ran every other race. I won Kansas. I won the Clash. But I don't know about the rest of the season. I ran tonight because it was a road course, and I love running road courses, even if the Next Gen isn't the best, my most favorite stock car to run a road course in, but it's still a road course, so I ran it. Looking at the calendar off the top of my head, Charlotte, Iowa. I don't know about Bristol, but maybe things will change by next week, because I'm second in points right now. I'm only 30 back from Everett, so maybe I could make a charge, even though I missed one race.
Yeah, it looks like you guys go to Bristol next week, and then it's Vegas and Talladega before the holiday break. So 3 very different tracks, 4 if you include tonight's road course race. So seems like some solid opportunities to catch Everett and maybe extend a points lead if you're able to pass them.
Yeah, I mean, I almost got the points lead from my teammate Jordan, and then he dropped out he not dropped, but stopped running. How do I say it? We both didn't run Chicagoland, so then we just both dropped.
Well, Xavier, we got 3 completely different tracks coming up. So hopefully we'll see you out there, man. I don't know if any of them's in your wheelhouse. Like, from the looks of it from tonight, you really favor these road courses.
Oh yeah, I love road courses. I run them anytime, any chance I get, especially in a stock car. I love running road courses in a stock car. Officials, leagues, anything. I'll try my best to at least get one race in.
Yep. Well, impressive run tonight, and you definitely had the speed. No doubt about it. Well, anyway, you got any shout outs you want to give before we send you on your way? I know you had a bunch of people in the chat tonight rooting you on.
Oh yeah. Haven't looked at the chat fully yet. But let's get started real quick. Shout out to my team, Chesapeake Racing. Big shout out to y'all. Shout out to my sponsor, Plush. Love y'all coming out and sponsoring me now for what it's been about a month now, I think. So great to have y'all on board. Big shout out to everyone in chat who showed up, who popped out, all my friends, family. Specific shout outs I want to give. Shout out to my grandma. Shout out to my what is it? Auntie Bridget. Jesus, man, I'm losing it right now. Shout out to Becky, Mary, Paul, Travis. Shout out to all of y'all. Shout out to shout out to all my friends, whoever was watching. I know a lot of y'all don't comment, but I know y'all are in there, so I appreciate y'all popping out every time. And let's see, one last shout out. Oh yeah, let's just shout out my dog. Yeah, what's up, Daisy?
Tell Daisy I said bow wow. That's it. All right, Xavier. Well, man, get out of here and go celebrate, and hopefully we'll see you on track very soon.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go celebrate. Play some COD, chill out for the rest of the night. You know how it is.
That's right. Sounds good, man. All right. Well, take it easy.
Yep, you too.
Man, Brian, what a show, huh?
Yeah, that was an exciting race. It may not have produced a lot of on-track battles, but it was really exciting to see how drivers tackled the challenge of the track just as much as it was battling each other. So I'd been looking forward to this one on the broadcast side of things for a while. Watkins is one of my personal favorites, and with this new refresh that iRacing did, they killed it. So just a really great performance to watch. Consistency from Jack Humbert, Xavier Regelbrug just absolutely killing it with the pace tonight. A lot of resilient drivers at the back that could easily quit out early from Chris Toppings or Scott Matthews. So up and down, a lot of talking points, and these drivers head out of upstate New York and make their way down to Bristol, Tennessee next week. They've got a different sort of challenge waiting for them next week.
Absolutely. Yeah. Upcoming tracks, Bristol next week, like you said, then Las Vegas and Talladega. So the tracks just get larger and larger, and then boom, right back to a short track, which is Iowa, and then Charlotte. So I mean,
Yeah, they'll whatever points battle's going on. I apologize for not having it in front of me for the most up to date standings, but whatever battles are happening up and down the order, it's going to get shaken up. I feel like with these tracks upcoming. So
yes.
we mentioned it at the beginning of the race broadcast that this is like gambling sometimes, and you're looking at two tracks in the next three rounds at Bristol and Talladega that are very much fit that mold of you feel like you're gambling at times. So Bristol, the last great Coliseum at short track racing, as Danny Hamlin would say, that's just short track racing, and then Talladega, it's always a crapshoot on who comes out on top at a plate race. So I'm sure these guys are going to have a lot of fun. Hope to see the good close action that we've seen all season as we get into the back half of this season.
Yes, sir. And that looks like that'll do it for tonight. What do you say, Brian? We go ahead and get out of here.
Yep. Let's ship it off and let these guys get out of here.
Yep. Been an honor broadcasting with you. You were an amazing co-host, and hopefully we'll do it again together real soon. Brian Zinn and Adam Glatfelter, we are here for Racer Nexus, and we will see you next time. Well, actually, it'll be Rob and Brian at Bristol next Wednesday night. You guys take it easy, and we'll see you next time.